see. Looks like we're live. Turn on the chat. I'll start this off. Greetings, greetings, okay. And there I am. Wonder if I can share this to my Bryan Hogue page. Oh, Ava says saying hi from Oil City. Hello. Can I wonder if I can do that. I don't think I can. Huh. I'll share it to Chiller Chat, my Chiller Chat page. This is kind of neat. Ava says saying hi from Oil City. Hi, baby. Jason says congrats on a superb show yesterday. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Hey, we can get this show started. All right. Cassandra says last night was awesome. Cassandra obviously was the winner of the giveaway last night, so that was cool. David says just got the bottle of champagne pop. Cheers, cheers. Oh, that was pretty fun last night. I had a good time, and I could tell everybody was having a good time. I was sitting here. I do a lot more behind the scenes than I thought I was gonna be doing, so I don't always get a chance to sit here and chat, although it doesn't show up on Facebook anyways. But anyways, I was watching the comments, and it looked like everybody was having a really good time, so I was glad to see that. It was a fun show. The first live show that we did, as far as a talkie, you know, was sound. So I was happy. With that. And now the next one will be coming up on the first Friday of March. So, and then Zebra XX says, "Good evening, my friend." Well, good evening, Zebra XX. And you're on YouTube. So I take it my YouTube is sounding and looking okay, so that's good. But I was very happy with how that turned out last night. The only thing I wasn't expecting, and of course you always had that that Murphy element when you're doing a live show. I thought that you could tell who was sharing while it was streaming. I didn't know that because I've never tried that. I've never tried that before. So, and then when I found out you can't do that, I had to kind of think quick on my feet and say, okay, we're just taking a break. We'll be back in 5 minutes with the winner. So then I'm writing down people's names, cutting them up, and I threw them in Jack Shadow's hat, and that's how the winner was picked. Zebrex. Oh, Zebrex. Zebrex. Ooh, all right. Well, now we know. So, well, thanks for joining us tonight. Thank you. If you watched the show last night, we did the Jack Shadow's Friday Night Frights, and we featured The Crawling Eye, and that was just a lot of fun. Boy, I was really that was a good movie too. I mean, out of the science fiction movies, the science fiction chillers, I really got to say that that was a really good one. Beverly says, missed last night, but here this evening. Well, we're glad you could make it here. We do have that show will be featured as the 9 o'clock movie on Stream TV next Saturday night. And then also it's on Facebook and YouTube available to watch. But when it when we play it on Stream TV, I'll have edited it together into one I guess seamless episode. So you can either watch it the way it is, kind of the raw cut on YouTube and Facebook, the way it was presented last night, or you can wait until next Friday and watch it then. Either or. And Tom says, had to take a few minutes to make sure Cassandra deposited the check in your Swiss bank account. Sure. I'm still trying to get over this cough. And I'll tell you, I was nervous all day yesterday because I really didn't know I was going to be able to get through that episode without a coughing spell. So, I thought I had yeah. So I have my I have my cough drops on hand, and I will not let this slow me down. No. So tonight's schedule is going to be let me put that up here. Tonight at 9 p.m. on Stream TV. That's at streammedia.tv. At 9 o'clock, Chiller Night feature. Jack Shadow features The Ghoul, starring Boris Karloff. 11 p.m., Chiller Chat. My guest is Tops Paranormal. 11:30 p.m., Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet. 1:30 a.m., Chiller Chat. My guest is B&H Paranormal Investigations. That's that was the feature episode last week. And that one was streamed live a couple weeks ago. And then 2 a.m., Chiller Night Theater, our feature movie once again, The Goal, starring Boris Karloff. Speaking of Boris, today, let me make this a little bigger, was the day Mr. Karloff, obviously very famous for portraying the monster in Frankenstein, Universal's Frankenstein, as well as The Mummy, and an onslaught, a slew of horror movies throughout his career, as well as many other movies, obviously, throughout his career. But he passed away on this day back in 1969. So, just thought that'd be appropriate to put up. Tonight's movie was The Goal, and that was actually picked out several weeks ago. I didn't even realize that. So that's kind of cool. All right, let's see. Cassandra said, spending like a sailor on Amazon. Got that check, LOL. All right, well, you make me proud. And then Brad says, it's the Chiller Night pre-show with Bryan Hogue, starring Bryan Hogue. And here's Bryan. Now it's officially a Chiller Night live pre-show. All right, we got the catchphrase or the catch opening. Ava says, we're now watching it on the big screen at Mom's on YouTube. Oh, okay, that's cool. That is cool. All right, let me get that picture off of there. Jason says, R.I.P., rest in peace, Boris. And then Ava says, everyone says hi. Well, tell everybody I said hello. Ava's in Oil City visiting her mother, and has the kids, and all of the family is getting together. They're doing some sled riding tonight. I'm not leaving the house. I'm still trying to get over this cold that had me knocked down. Tom says The Goal was Boris's first British film. I did not know that. That's pretty neat. I mean, I guess he flew over to, he had to fly over to England to film it or something, but I don't know where he was flying, United States, I guess. But Oh, Bobby. Bobby says, hey, Bryan Hogue. Well, hey, Bobby. Thanks for joining us. That's pretty cool that you're on here. Haven't seen you in a while. Brad says, Phil didn't see his shadow this year. Early spring. All right. All right. About time. About time. I'm about sick of this stuff. Kind of literally. And then Corpus says, I'm late. Uh-oh. We were wondering where you were. We were taking attendance and everything. People were getting mad. Well, thanks for joining us. All right. What was I saying? I was saying something. Oh, they were going sled riding tonight at Ava's mom's house. So yeah, I told her I'm gonna have to pass. Corpus is battling with TurboTax. Oh yeah, at the time of the year, definitely. Bobby said work a lot. Okay, all right. Yeah, I haven't seen Bobby since he was one of the monsters in the Dark Domain haunted house. I did some years ago. So those were a lot of fun. Those were a lot of fun. I miss those. I miss those haunted houses. All right, we have. Okay, yes, I wanted to mention the Friday Night Frights. I have. Speaking of that check to send to Diana, I have the picture right here. Jack Shadow was nice enough to to make sure I got to show that here, and so we'll make sure we get that out to you. I'm going to have that available on the website for people to be able to get those as well. And Corpus says, "That's the real evil, taxes." Yeah, they'll get you. Oh man, where am I? Friday Night Frights autograph winner Diana. Okay, and then once again, we wanted to. I wanted to do a little shout out here for Vicelli Pizza. I just thought that was so cool. There's the UFO. That Ava called it because I'm moving it around like this. I just thought it was really cool of them to to feature the episode last night, and they've already committed to marches. They're one of the sponsors already for the March Friday Night Frights. And I think that's on March 1st. First Friday in March. So they've already jumped on board with that, and that is really cool. So appreciate it again, David Long and Vicelli Pizza in Butler, Pennsylvania. So hopefully you got some positive feedback from some folks. And then Brad says, who's watching the Super Bowl tomorrow? You, Brian? How did you like the Super Bowl highlights on YouTube? I didn't. I watched that video that you sent me last night as I was communicating with you on Messenger. Other than that, I was a few beverages into the evening, and I wasn't really flipping around on YouTube too much, but that was pretty interesting what you showed me. And then Corpus said last night was a blast. I thought it was a great time. I had a lot of fun. There's part of me that just is longing for the day where, I mean, I believe me, I have a lot of fun. I enjoy this, or obviously I wouldn't be doing it, but it would be kind of neat if I was able, someday to have actually a crew to where I didn't have to do all this stuff behind the scenes, only because then I could chat. I can't really chat while I'm tending the stuff behind the scenes, but that'll happen. Oh, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I do this show as well as the other show. It's all from my office studio. So the neat thing about this, I wanted to mention this before. I'd forgotten to bring this up, but the office in my home office studio, Ava and I actually contacted, or by accident, we ran into the lady who grew up in this house. And she said that this very room, the very room that I'm in right now, was the room that the TV room, or like a, I guess a small living room, a smaller living room, that her family used to watch Chiller Theater in every Saturday. This was the Chiller Theater room. So, and she called it that, if I recall. So, how appropriate, huh? How appropriate, I say. Let's see. And then Ava says, finally did the UFO. I did. I had the Vercelli logo whipping around the screen. And then Tom says, you need to get Smirnoff as a sponsor. Brian goes with your martini glass. I did. I actually had I had some real ones last night finally. So there we go. Just I've been I've been loading up on cold and flu medicine. I mean, for like the last 10 days, 2 weeks or something like that. So I haven't had any drinks or nothing like that. I don't like to mix that stuff. So last night I thought, okay, I just have this annoying cough. It's manageable right now. So all right, I'll have a few toddies, as Corpus said. After the show last night, so that was kind of a nice relaxing experience. And then Corpus said every Friday I will be purchasing a large Vitelli pizza. Oh, that's cool. That's really neat. And Brad says, did you see Resident Evil 2 remake on YouTube yet? I think I did. I mean, didn't we see that? Didn't you show that to me? Is that the one that you showed me like a couple months ago, or is this something new? If it's something new, I didn't. But if it's that one that you had showed me like a month or two ago, then yes. And it looked fantastic. It just looked like I was watching a movie. I can't believe the graphics. Corpus said, or rather, every Friday night Frights night. And then Brad said, it's the Chiller Night Theater Room. Yeah, the Chiller Room. But I don't know. I thought that was neat. We just here's how we were at Walmart purchasing some candy for Halloween. This is obviously a while ago, and it just, lo and behold, we ran into this lady at the store, and we just started talking about, oh man, we had like 400 trick-or-treaters, at the house, and well, where do you guys live? And then, we told her where she lived, and then one thing led to another, and we finally figured out that she grew up in this house. So she's actually been here, came to visit, and was telling us some history about this room that I have now set up as my office. In fact, for Jack Shadow's crystal ball, I had to add the little sparkly, the glowy thing, because otherwise you see the lights, you see filing cabinets, you even see a tanning bed of all things. It's not a very large office, but it's an office, but it serves as an office studio. But I try to mask some of that, for the magic behind the scenes and all that. David says, Chiller Night is the Super Bowl every week. All right, that's what I like to hear. And then Tom says, have you ever shown Fiend Without a Face? No, I haven't. I have not shown that. I don't know that I've even ever heard of that one. If it's public domain, I can do it. I'll have to check and see, unless you know right now if it's public domain. I can look it up. That's not a problem. I'm always happy to look up stuff that people are asking. Some of the people who were throwing out some movie ideas a few weeks ago, I actually did look into that, and it doesn't appear that they were, some of those were public domain. But Corpus said, oh, did you guys see that Del Toro's Scary Stories Tontel in the Dark is shooting now? I don't know if I'm saying the title right, as it's written on there, but I had heard something about that, and then something shiny distracted me, and I forgot all about it. But That would be really cool. I mean, he does fantastic work. Tom says, look it up. It's awesome. I'll have to check that out. And Tom says, I'm pretty sure it is public domain. All right. Well, if it is, we can possibly do that one. And then Brad said, it's a small office and studio, LOL. Well, yeah, it serves my purpose. And then Corpus said, sorry, bad spelling. And then Zebrax, if I'm saying that right, I'd have to scroll back up, says, I love your show, but I was curious what you think of Mystery Science Theater and Riff Tracks. I thought Mystery Science Theater was very funny. And this other one that you mentioned, Riff Tracks, I've never seen it. And Corpus says, scary stories to tell in the dark. Ooh, that's kind of neat. I was thinking about this. You know, they did the Chiller Night Spirit of Halloween. I was thinking of an anthology book that has like 3 short stories in it for my next one, but I'm not sure yet. I've got a couple different ideas that I'm throwing around in the old noggin to see what I'm going to do here. Tom says your office has a tanning booth. Well, it does now. It does now. Ava wanted. This is the only I guess practical place to put it. So my office now has a tanning booth. Yes, it does, and I think I need it. I think it's pretty obvious that I need to get some color on me. I was nice and toasty last summer, the last couple summers, and yeah, I need some sun. Tom says the new MST3K isn't nearly as funny. Okay, I haven't seen it forever, but I saw something about it on Netflix. And then Corpus likes the show, the MST3K, and then Brad says, oh, as a matter of fact, I'm watching Super Bowl 23 in 1989 with San Francisco 49ers versus Cincinnati Bengals. You know, the highlights. And then he said, okay, well, that's pretty cool. And then Corpus says, Jack Shadow has a side hustle, coffin tanning. Yeah. He probably has quite a bit of side hustles. Corpus says it makes you paler. It's a moon bed. All right. Let's see. Where are we at here? Oh, last week we were all like kind of drudging up these things from our memories as far as these old horror movies and stuff. Look what I found. Look, I wanted to play this. Check it out. Remember our talking of the trilogy of terror, Tom says. Yeah, that is something. I just remember that I haven't seen that movie probably since it first came out. I mean, it was that long ago that I've seen it, but I just remember that being so creepy to me. Didn't he have like little arrows or something too? I don't know. But yeah, Cassandra says, I love that little doll. Tom says, that was an awesome movie. Corpus said, I just love this movie. And then Count Kakila, if I'm saying that right. Good evening, boys and ghouls. And then he says, it's a classic. And then Tom says, 3 short stories. That was by far the best of the lot. I'm missing something there. I'm sorry. 3 short stories. That was what with the Del Toro ones. I'm not sure, but I don't know. We'll see if I can. I have some ideas turning in my head. We'll see if that's what I end up doing. I'm not sure yet. Zebrax says, yes, that was very good. Corpus said it used to be impossible to buy. Really? And Brad says, what the heck was that thing, Brian? That was, I don't know, some little African doll, you know, some little psycho doll running around causing havoc. He was up to no good. Tom says Trilogy of Terror was 3 separate stories. Oh, well, okay, that makes sense. Trilogy. I wonder what the other ones were. Do you know what the other ones were? And that was all. Was it a made for TV movie, or was this like a theatrical release? I know nothing about it other than I know I saw it on TV, and this was probably in the mid '70s. I think it came out in '75. Other than that, I don't remember a whole lot about it. Other than that little doll creeped me out. And then Cassandra says, so true, is the best of the Trilogy of Terror. All right. And Corpus says, LOL, it's like chocolate, but chocula, I'm guessing. That might be. I think I'm just messing up the name. Zebrex said, the new MST3K is not very good. The reason I brought this up in the first place is because I love Jack's sense of humor. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And then Cassandra says, Zuni fetish doll. And Corpus says, no, Trilogy of Terror was a three-piece installment. And then Tom says the other ones were not as good. Tom says made for TV, I think, right? I'm thinking maybe because I think it was released in '75, and I think that's when I saw it on TV. I could be wrong. It was quite a while ago. The memory's not quite as clear. Brad says 49ers quarterback Joe Montana, LOL. Okay. All right, he's on your Super Bowl viewing for tonight, huh? And then Corpus says, I don't know what that first word is. Finally, Anchor Bay released it on DVD. I believe it was made for TV. Okay. All right, that's kind of lining up with how I remember it. Corpus said originally you could only get it as a bootleg. Cassandra says made for TV. All right. And then Tom says me too. Trilogy of Terror was the first movie that kept me up all night. And then Brad says, sorry, didn't mean to get you off topic, LOL. No, it's not that. I don't mind that. I just think, I know there's a delay. I know that there's a delay here, but yeah, I was trying to remember everything that you had wrote, but I'd have to scroll up. Something about you watching Super Bowl, I think, I don't know, something from 1989. And then David says, directed by Dan Curtis, creator of Dark House of Dark Shadows. Oh, that's kind of neat. And Corpus says, ha ha, my typing is so bad tonight. Multitasking, LOL. I can totally relate. I can absolutely relate to that. So, not a problem. Not a problem. It's funny, you know, when I'm here doing this presentation, the pre-show, I only catch some of these things like after the fact. Some of them I'm catching right away, but some of them I don't catch till after because I guess I have more of a macro mindset, you know, where I'm trying to take everything in and spit it out, you know, where when I'm reading it afterwards, it's a little. I can afford to be a little more micro-minded. It's where I'm catching the details, you know, a little bit more intricate in my thinking. But I'll tell you what. Last night I had such a good time because, again, the macro-minded Jack Shadow trying to do everything. But I'm sitting here watching the comments, And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can only imagine what this would be like if we were all sitting in a big room together. You know, that's how it kind of felt to me, and it was just a lot of fun. I'm sitting here laughing, you know, as I'm trying to do everything behind scene and trying to keep up with the comments. So I had a great time last night, and I can tell by reading the comments and stuff last night that you guys were having a lot of fun. So um, let's see here. I'm getting cough syrup or something here. And then Brad says, "What's on Chiller Night Theater tonight?" Well, that is Chiller Night Theater. The 9 o'clock feature is The Ghoul, starring Boris Karloff.
When the full moon strikes the door of my tomb, I will come back. You hear? I will come back to kill.
I just found that like minutes before the show tonight, and I think it looks to me like it's probably a fan-made trailer, but I just thought that was cool. But that is what's on Chiller Night Theater tonight, is the feature movie at 9 p.m. and then again at 2. And then Corpus said that's why we need to have a gathering. That would be pretty neat. Maybe we could do something, maybe in Pittsburgh or something a little bit more, I don't know, centrally located or something. David says, just opened the second bottle of champagne. It's just flowing. It does that. Oh, I know what that's like. Oh my, you're like Alan on The Crawling Eye, just enjoying the the bubbly. That's funny. And then Cassandra says, so cool. Brad says, oh, that's what's on. Thank you, Brian. You're the greatest. Oh, well, I do my best. I do what I can. Thank you. David says, The Ghoul was a lost film at one time. I guess it was found at some time. Cassandra says, yep. I didn't, or maybe, did I know that? I don't know if, I honestly don't remember if I knew. Something about that sounds familiar. I'm sure when I was doing the research into the movie when Jack presents it tonight, I may have seen that, but I don't know. Tom says, let's have a reunion for all of us that have never met. Okay, let's do it. Let's do that. And then Count Kakula. And then I never drink champagne. Aha. All right. Well, you should try it. And then Cassandra says, awesome. Okay. Yeah, that was kind of neat though. When I was thinking about the Trilogy of Terror, and I actually forgot what I had to go back in the comments and remember what it was. And that just started. Let's see. Brad says, I can't remember the last time in a movie like that takes so many drinks and cigarettes. LOL. Yeah, it was just funny. I had to make a point of showing a little collage of that at the end. But I was I don't know. That was kind of neat. I was kind of going down memory lane and thinking about all the. Count says, give a thumbs up, YouTube watchers. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I don't know how many people are on there watching on YouTube. Let me see. I guess it doesn't tell me. I am I think the idea of sharing the show last night has really. I'll tell you what, I have. As of the last time I checked it, probably an hour or so ago, I had like 940 views or something like the total between Facebook and YouTube. So that's I'm trying to get my numbers online up, you know, and that seemed to be a pretty successful way of doing it for the most part. Last night I really increased my numbers because my numbers online have really been you know, down. So I noticed an increase the last Jack Shadow Friday Night Frights when I presented Nosferatu, and I thought, if I do a regular movie, I'm sorry, I got this, I got these cough drops all over. But I thought, well, if I can do a regular movie and present it as the 9 o'clock feature, and then I can ask everybody to share that, and that's what we did last night. I made the contest out of it. That's when we had the contest winner. One of the prizes was the Jack Shadow photograph, and Luke Rio, the station manager of Stream TV, actually put that together for me. So that's really cool. I really like that picture. He did a really good job. We went in one day for a bunch of promo shots of, you know, me and Ava and Samantha, and we were all in front of the green screens and stuff like that. So, and in fact, I might use that one there as the Jack Shadow cutout, or the stand-up, you know, the cardboard cutout. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Pretty neat. But I will have those available on my website here eventually. I don't know what happened there. Okay. But anyways, Cassandra says, let's all get together at Gross Fest and do it live. Huh. Well, that's an idea. That's an idea. The Gross Fest is in Washington County, right? Am I correct in that? And that's in July. Let me see here. Sometime in July. Gross Fest in Carnegie in July. I have to look that up. Haven't heard of it, Corpus said. All right, well, I think I wrote that down. July 20th, Saturday, July 20th. All right. Brad says Science Museum. I don't know. Is it in Carnegie? I didn't know that. Okay, I guess I should have looked. I know I was invited to come down there as Jack Shadow and the characters of Chiller Night Theater. So so that should be interesting. Yeah, maybe we could do something like that and do it live, huh? Well, yeah, maybe. That's a possibility. Hey, and Cassandra says July 20th. Corpus says, hey, I'm down. Wow, I will be too. And Ava. And I don't know if, I don't think I've mentioned it to Samantha as of yet, but that sounds like, we got, 6 more months to go, but that sounds like a neat thing. Now, that's a bunch of, they recognize, independent films. And it's called Gross Fest because I think the last guy's name, is it Tom Gross or something like that? That's his last name, actually. David says, I think, if I'm right on that, you correct me if I'm wrong there, Cassandra, but David says, I'm bringing champagne. All right. All right. Well, I'll be there. That sounds like a good time. That'd be neat if we could all meet up like that. So, Tim Gross. I remembered it started with the T. All right, Tim Gross, David says. Cool. Well, I would be up for something like that. Well, I mean, I'm going to be there anyway, so. As Jack Shadow. All right. Well, hey, it is, it's 8:38. Time for the schedule. Once again, 9 p.m. on Stream TV. Jack Shadow features The Ghoul, starring Boris Karloff. And then at 11 p.m., Chiller Chat. My guest is Tops Paranormal. 11:30 p.m., Chiller Night Theater. Jack Shadow features Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet. 1:30 a.m., Chiller Chat. My guest is B&H Paranormal. And at 2 a.m., Chiller Night Theater. The movie is once again The Ghoul. So, and like I said, The Ghoul starring Boris Karloff. And today was the day that Boris had passed away back in, what, I think 1969. I can't read that, but I'm going to... February 2nd, 1969. Yep. All right. I thought so. So that's pretty neat. Let's see. What's next? What's next? And then Brad says, I'm down. That sounds like a plan. I'll try to make it down if I can. That's cool. So are you saying then, Cassandra or Diana, if I use your name on here because that way everybody else knows who I'm talking about. But anyways, so is that in Allegheny County or Washington County? Is it more close to Pittsburgh, or I'm not sure. I should have looked it up. I didn't look where. I just, yeah, I'll go. Cassandra says, Grossfest is about independent movies, independent authors, and anything cryptic and paranormal. Oh, that's pretty cool. And then Corpus says, how much is the festival, or how would we do this? Yeah, I'm not sure. Hey, if you're able to, Cassandra, you're welcome to put a link there. Now they have a Facebook page as well. You can either put a Facebook page or a website if he has a website. Put that down there. Brad says that sounds interesting. That is kind of neat. Maybe we could, as many of us who are in that area could meet up. And then Cassandra says, I think it's $10 to get in. Okay. And I know the Chiller Night Theater is going to have a table. It's my understanding we're going to have a table there. So that's pretty cool. I have some photographs and all that for autographs and things like that. Corpus says, I mean, I'd just get a hotel for the night. And then Cassandra said, oh, there's the link. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like a good time. July 20th. I hope it's in a facility with climate control. I'll do it anyways, but I've been out in parades in the hot, muggy summer sun and all that, so I'll do what I got to do to for the good of the cause. But sometimes it does get a little hot in that costume, but it sounds like a good time. I'm up for it. All right. Where were we? Brad says, I knew there would be a website and Facebook page. There we have it. Grossfest.com. Easy enough. So, I was I had mentioned earlier about the remember last week I was talking about the Attack of the Eye Creatures. That was an old movie that I remember watching on Science Fiction Theater. And then Jason said that show had actually aired out of WTAE out of Pittsburgh. I thought it was a Pittsburgh channel. I wasn't sure which one, but he said it was WTAE. Really cool, because I couldn't find anything about it on the internet, but that just started taking me back. And then Tom brought up about the Trilogy of Terror, and we all started talking about stuff from our childhood and stuff from long ago. And I just I was kind of I was kind of putting together a bunch of images today of a bunch of stuff that really made an impact on me as a kid, you know, and sharing it right here. But, you know, I was a big Star Trek fan, and you know, Lone Ranger and Superman and martial arts, Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris. But just you know, Chiller Theater and John Wayne. I mean, I don't know. That was kind of fun going down memory lane, you know. And remember those old costumes there, the old like Ben Cooper Halloween costumes. I don't know. That's a big blast from the past of my childhood. But I don't know. Professional wrestling, that was a big deal to me growing up. The Night Stalker, of course, with Darren McGavin. Chiller Theater with Chilly Billy, Bill Cardell. Just thought that was kind of neat. Comic books. Everything kind of geeky, and monsters and science fiction, which is why I'm at the age I am now, and I love that stuff. I don't know. Just a part of me was just a kid that never outgrew that stuff. Probably should have, but it's more fun this way. And then Brad says, or Cassandra says, Night Stalker, Chilly Billy. There's so much more, you know, like the Twilight Zone and the what was the what was the one Rod Serling did? The Night Gallery. That was another one I thought was awesome back in the day. Brad says Chilly Billy Cardell, #1 in Pittsburgh. Bruno Sammartino, #1 in Pittsburgh. Yeah. They were real good friends, and they lived not too far from each other, within a couple miles. David says, I like your collage of memories. Oh, thank you. And then Corpus says, and look where you are now. I know, I'm still enjoying all this stuff. Tom says, Night Gallery. Okay, yeah. And Cassandra says, never outgrow the things you love. No, I don't see the need to. And that's why, you know, I got into the haunted house business. And although I'm not currently doing a haunted house, I had up until the years before I moved here. I did them for about 10 years. Corpus says, nah, never grow out of these things. I kind of feel bad for people who do. Yeah. No, Brian says, are you or anybody watching familiar with the early mid-70s movie Bloodstalkers? Oh, are you or anybody watching familiar with the early mid-70s movie Bloodstalkers? No, I'm not. Bloodstalkers. I can't say I've ever heard that one, no. What did that reminded me of with the big turkey running around killing people. Blood Feast. Was that it? Blood Feast? I don't know why I thought of that just now reading that. But oh my. Everybody makes horror movies. They gotta have a holiday theme to them too sometimes. Did you ever see that one? I almost played that one time. We were I remember how that went. This was back in like 2008. We were doing as a joke. Jack said I used to announce what movies were coming up, and next week we played the trailer, and Jack says, "Okay, next week it was around Thanksgiving. We're gonna watch Blood Feast." And Jack starts playing the trailer, and he just shuts it off. He said, "No, I'm not gonna do that to you guys." So we played Plan 9 from Outer Space instead. Corpus says doesn't ring a bell about the movie Bloodstalkers. Bradley, okay. Bradley writes, "Hey Dad, the show is great." Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. And then Corpus or Cassandra says Blood Feast. H.G. Lewis. H.G. Lewis, is that the? I don't know anything about it other than I watched the trailer. I think I've seen part of it, but that was about it. It was so weird. Corpus said, "I love Christian Christmas horror flicks." Is it? I think that's Christmas. Christmas, probably. Horror flicks. Yeah, that'd be kind of neat. I was... Oh, and then Cassandra says, I love H.G. Lewis. Okay, Corpus says, oh, Christmas. Okay, that's what I figured. All right. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe, you know, I'll probably this coming Christmas do something, you know, I'll probably do something like that. The one I would really like to do, there's a public domain version of A Christmas Carol, and it's really well done. And I'm a fan of the most recent one from Disney with starring Jim Carrey, doing the voice of Scrooge. I love watching that thing. I just think that they did a fantastic job setting just that right atmosphere for it. But this one here, it kind of reminds me of that because it's really well done, and the wording is almost spot on. I mean, there's a, I know it's the same story, but I don't know. I just think it. I don't know. It's a very well done movie. I think it's 1938. I'd have to double check that, but that would be a neat one to play on Christmas. Tom says Corpus Thumbus tonight. David says Bloodstalkers, directed by Robert W. Morgan. Okay, I've just never heard of that one. Maybe it's something we can play sometime. I don't know. My watch is telling me to stand. I will not. You will wait. All right. Cassandra says, cat keeps walking on my keyboard. Oh, sure. Blame it on the cat. Corpus said, I have no good excuse. Okay, so you're not going to use the cat excuse, huh? That's funny. I'm trying to see if that one. I can't really look it up right now, but I can look it up and see if that one's a public domain movie. Might be something we can play. I kind of, if you noticed, I try to listen to the viewers as much as I can. I try to accommodate what what ideas you guys send my way, because you're the ones I'm doing this for. I mean, I'm doing it for myself as well because I just enjoy doing this. But if you guys tell me you want to see something, I'll try to make that happen. Like we have a bucket of blood. I'm talking like Corpus is typing tonight. A bucket of blood is coming up, and that was, I know, Tom and David Long. And several other people wanted to see that one as well. So that's absolutely going to be... I think what we're going to do is... that one's coming up real quick. And then Tom says, I have Fiend Without a Face on 16mm if you're up for a high-risk format to show. Oh, geez. I don't know about that. High risk format. I probably will eliminate any risk right off the table as much as I can. Because if something can go wrong, believe me, it goes wrong. Well, at least when I'm doing the live shows. Brad says 10 minutes until Chiller Night. Is it really? Wow. Corpus said no kitties allowed here. Oh, no kitties allowed, huh? David says, okay, the 1938 A Christmas Carol starred Reginald Owen. Very good movie. Okay, I was right. 1938. That is, he's right. It's a very good movie, and that I could see Jack Shadow hosting that one. It's got ghosts in it. Nice traditional Christmas movie, and yet, we can blend the chiller and the Christmas together. Tom says, remember when they showed film over TV and it broke? No, that's kind of funny though. They would show this technical difficulty place cards. Oh, okay. Well, I remember seeing those, but excuse me. Placards. Well, they hastily spliced the films back together. Boy, I bet they did. I've actually spliced films back in like the 80s and that. I had my little splicer, and that would be quite a task. I don't know, to be able to do that right away and on the spot like that. I don't know. David said, let's do a Jack Shadow Christmas Carol starring Jack Shadow. That'd be kind of fun. I'm up for a lot of things, you know. I'm up for a lot of things. If it can get me views and you guys are continuing to share it like you did, that's outstanding. I'll have to think of a different way to do a contest next time, though, because evidently you can't count up the shares. You can't see the shares. I can see how many shares, but I can't see who's sharing until I disconnect from live. Didn't know that yesterday, but I think we handled it okay. Well, I got handled, but when you see this episode on Stream TV next Saturday, it's just going to be one smooth show. We're not going to be taking that break. That part will be cut out. So Tom says occasionally you can find TV prints with commercials still spliced in the middle. Oh, that's cool. I love those old vintage commercials. And Cassandra says, my favorite Christmas movie is The Mexican Santa Claus. The Mexican Santa Claus. I've never seen that. Santa Claus, or she says, Santa battles Pitch the Devil. Really? I've seen pictures of that then. You know, looking for the old public domain, like, you know, everyone sees, you know, they always have Santa Claus Conquers the Martian. But I remember seeing a picture of Santa Claus battling the devil or something like that. That's kind of funny. Corpus said, you just have to announce on the next chat. Excuse me. I have to announce on the next chat. I'm sorry, there was a delay and I missed what you were talking to. I'm sorry. Brad says 5 minutes until Chiller Night Theater. And then David says champagne is still flowing, in case anyone was doubting or wondering. All right, that's good. Keep it flowing. I got a few of my favorite beverages waiting for me after this. I don't like to indulge while I don't know how that would go. Probably not martini talk with Bryan Hogue. Tom says, actually, that's not a bad idea. Announce the winner. Oh, I see. Okay. It's my thoughts are pinging through my head like cold syrup through a straw right now. All right, but we're getting there. I'm getting caught up. Thank you, folks. Tom says, announce the winner on the next Chiller Night preview show. And then Tom says, might get some repeat offenders to your channel. And Corpus said, I'm about to join you. Oh, with the drinks. David says, is your favorite beverage blood? Well, maybe this guy's is, but I go more for the vodka martinis. Maybe I'll add some food coloring to it. Maybe. But that's okay. So you guys are saying, do the contest. I could still do a contest on a Friday Night Frights, and then the very next night on this program, on this show, announce the winner. If that's what you mean, I was actually thinking about doing that last time for this one, but I kind of wanted it all done and signed and everything on that show. But I'll tell you what, that would be a much better idea. If that's what you're saying. I mean, if you think that's a good idea, I'll try that. I think it would be. Corpus says yes. Okay. Well, we'll try it out. We'll try it out. Maybe that's what I'll do. We'll have another contest, and it doesn't matter how many times you share. You just have to share once to get your name. What I did was I didn't know that. I didn't know any of this. So I'm like writing everybody's name down. I'm cutting them out, and I'm throwing. I used Jack Shadow's hat. I just threw everybody's name in a hat, and that's how I picked them. But the next time, the next time it's just going to be, that's what I'll do. I'll just, I won't have to hurry. I won't have to rush through it. And then we will just announce it on this show here the very next night. If that sounds like a good idea, then that's what I'll do. And we can have another contest. And as the numbers grow, which they are growing. Oh, it's 8:59. Okay. Corpus said I had a few people stop in. Okay. Folks, I didn't realize that it's time for Chiller Night Theater and Chill Chat. So I get, even with this cough, I'm still talkative. Yep, Tom says time to go. Time to go. Have a good night. Have a good chiller night. I will see you folks next week. See you later.